I'm Kelly McLean, and I'm the director of WONESA. WONESA is a women's organization network for human rights advocacy. It's a sex work-led organization, and we started in 2008, around August. And we've had issues all along in terms of professionalism, in terms of organizing, and actually in the whole field of becoming a professional organization. So the biggest challenge we had was financial management, and when we engaged with some of our partners who are our donors, they felt it was really good to recommend us to be part of the Mango training. In the Mango training, we've learned a lot, especially with the bank reconciliation, keeping petty cash, using all these formats of cash books, cash flows, budgeting, master budgeting. I mean, there's been really a lot. For me, I would say this training was really like an eye-opener. We've tried as much as possible to document and file up documents, but then we didn't have the clear file up system. We didn't know what kind of, for example, when I look at the format we saw on is it the fixed asset register? Mm-hmm. It was easy, you know, and actually it's good for us to have it. The format of the invoices, how should they look like? I mean, for the organizations, why are they important for us to have them? Record keeping, everything just falls in line. It has also given me as a director a hint that once you organize yourself in a very professional way, you document very well. We don't have to really panic when we hear about the auditors. So it was a good experience than before, when our donors were asking us to be audited, or if we have audited reports. At first we didn't even know what an auditory report is, but then afterwards they were like, but you must do this because we're in this world of organizational, and at the same time we need accountability. So the first thing we asked were, okay, can we perhaps have an assessment, so that we know after the end of the day we shall know what we are supposed to have, which actually happened, and the report I think was the worst. So after that moment, we had to reflect on the little that we had learned, because still we didn't know. I didn't know that to have, if you're, for example, having a lot of activities, you're supposed to code them or code your budget as per programs. And for us, ours has really been like a long list of activities, items. You really have to be in a detail. To go into the details of it. And sometimes we would actually even lump them. So a donor comes back and say, please, you have to break this down, and you ask yourself, what should I break? What exactly is within this? But with the coding system that we've learned from Mango, I'm sure things are going to be a little bit easier for us to take back. Reconciling with the bank, we didn't know that there are some opportunities within the bank whereby even banks make errors. So maybe they can take off some money. So if you're not keen in terms of balancing, trying to find out the variances within your bank, your books of account, cash books of accounts, it's really hard to find out that there is anything wrong. So I've learned to be so keen, to be more sensitive, even with my accountant and the finance personnel.
Oh, that's good. Any words that you'd like Mango to maybe put up on the website or in their books from a participant like yourself who has attended the Mango training?
To be honest, I don't know how currently the Mango website looks like. Okay. But if, for example, whatever we have learned can be accessed from the line, it would also be so good. But then the other thing is now actually which has remained in my mind is how to have a clear, a formal, or a professional way of monitoring and evaluating yourself or your programs, as monitoring our activities. Like, for example, people talk of logical frameworks. How can we develop that, linking it to the financial, of course, in terms of how do we spend on this, and why do we have, for example, to budget for this specific activity or program higher than the other one. So it helps us, because some activities definitely have got clear indicators or specific indicators. So if that could also be included within the training or the website, it would be great. Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking more in terms of any catchphrases about the training, your experience on the training, or anything that they could share on their marketing page?
The marketing page, I think, for me, coming to the world of organizations, especially speaking from the experience of Uganda and the minority groups, for example, we start organizations by passion and driven by passion. When it comes to professionalism, it's really hard and it's a total mess, to be honest. You find us mingling fundings for these other ones, but then in this training specifically, you are telling us why is it important to negotiate with donors, to see, not to switch fund for the other item, because most of the fund actually are restricted. And then when you talk of unrestricted funds, since when you're starting up as an organization, they are not there in actual sense. So most of the grants that we use definitely are restricted. But then when we don't go through such trainings, we never come to realize such areas. So if specifically things to do with a hinge would really say why is it important to really get into or engage or participate in the Mango training, or if the whole issue of financial management, what are the specific areas, for example, the bank reconciliation, the coding thing, there is especially the issue of restricted funding. I mean, it's really common. Staffing, we don't know how that whole thing works. You've heard in the group when people are saying this is Uganda, people will just find auditors along the street and say, I'm an auditor and I can do this. But in actual sense, when what is being done behind the organization is something different. So it helps us also to really be accountable and to feel proud of ourselves that we have made an impact in the society.
Well done. Thank you, Maclean. We'll definitely be able to share this information from your own experience with the rest of the team at Mango.
Thank you. And thank you so much for also being a good facilitator.
At
least you speak, somebody really hears you. The accent is clear. It's not. Even to those who are still struggling to learn English can still catch up with the kind of your style of facilitation.
Okay, thank you, Maclean.